Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Annalisa from Creative Curious Learning and Living, and in today's video, it is a part of a collab that I am hosting with some other YouTube moms here on YouTube. And in today's video, we are bringing you our favorite resources to teach about feelings and character within our home. Or maybe you are a mom or dad watching this video and your kids are in the public school system, but you need some resources to teach these things at home. Well, then stick around and check out the playlist linked down below in the description box for lots of great ideas along the way. I'm excited to check out the playlist too and get some more resources and ideas and just think about all of the different things that are out there. There's so many resources to teach about these big topics. So I'm going to dive into a bunch of different resources that I've been collecting over time. I've picked up some picture books that we like to pull out from time to time. I have some bigger curriculums or resources that we can use. And I have some Christian and some non-Christian. So let's dive right into it. So the first resource that I ever picked up, and I have not mentioned, I am a homeschool mom to 4. I have 2 older boys who are almost 9 and 6.5. So they are the ones that are currently in homeschool, but I have a almost 4-year-old and a almost 1-year-old. So 4 kiddos, and all of them we will be homeschooling. And my daughter, who is almost 4, we are doing preschool with her right now. So we're keeping busy. And the first ever resource that I picked up for character traits in our home was from September & Co. And this is their Character Matters cards, and I love them. They're simple, they're great conversation starters. So they have character matters in the world, character matters in the home, character matters in the Bible. So you flip through the different cards and they have different things. Compassion. What does that mean? And how can I be more compassionate? I can be aware of others' hurts, take time to help people, be a good listener, be kind to all types of people. 1 John 3:17. And then it gives you that Bible verse. If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need, but has no pity on them, how can we love God in that person? So great conversation starters. They also have some manners cards and character cards for younger kids with the same concept, where it's like, how can I do this? Like, even like things like, what do I do at a play date? I can do this, I can do this, I can do this to be in good character in that situation. I do have that set, but we used it so much and I have misplaced it somewhere in my house. So I need to go ahead and find those. But definitely check out September & Co. They have lots of different resources, and they now have like worksheets and different activity packs to go with some of their character traits I was seeing. So they are definitely a great place to look for character studies in that. So then another resource that I picked up a bit ago, and I have been reading through this. I have not used this with my kids yet. This is Laying Down the Rails. This is a Charlotte Mason Habits Handbook. So mostly character and habits and all of that. And there is these student packs that you can do with your kids. I have been reading through this and just kind of grasping it. It's a lot in here, and it is something I want to do with my kids, but I have just been using it as a grasping knowledge on how to navigate these things in our home and how to implement some of these things in my home. I don't know, this is a lot and I'm still grasping it to use it in our home. And with the busyness of life and adding our 4th baby this last year, I just have not done this as much as I want to with the kids or implemented it. But this is a great resource, and it's something that you could definitely check out if you are interested. It is one of the character trait and habits books out there, and I'm really excited to use it in the future and continue reading it and figuring out how it will work best in our home. All right, and then I also picked up this recently, mostly for my preschooler, but I think my other kids will have fun. We recently got some Leapfrog books with the pen from a coworker of my husband's. Their kids had outgrown them and they wanted to pass them on. So they're really enjoying those Leapfrog pens. And I saw this. So it's one of the hot dot pens, but it is the Feelings and Friendships, Building Healthy Hearts and Minds. And you get 3 books. So you get Growing Friendships, Dealing with Feelings, and Building Character. So independent learning that really hits the spot. Now, you could definitely use this with a preschooler who is not reading 3+. So my daughter, when I got this for her, was 3+, and she's not reading yet. She's starting to recognize her letters and get that concept, but she's not reading. So this is a great tool that you can sit down beside them and as they're interacting with the dots. Like here it says, find a friend. Choose all the pictures that show someone being friendly. So you can talk to them. What are they doing here? Are they being friendly? What are they doing here? Are they being friendly? Which one of these people would you want to be friends with? Or you should be friends with all of the people, but how are these people being kind? Are these people being kind? Building a good character. Is this good character or not? Are these kids acting in a good way, or are they being mean to each other? How do we navigate that? And then there's the one about feelings, so you can click on the different feelings. And we've really been enjoying this. It's a great way to sit and talk about this, but have your kids interacting with the book as well. So we've been really loving this. I'm excited to pull that out more. And then a few Christian resources that I have used with my boys, my 2 older boys already, and I have the girl version as well that I will use with my daughter, probably in kindergarten when she can fully grasp the concepts, or we can start to have more of a conversation. These are really fun, simple picture books by Jim and Elizabeth George. So this is a little boy after God's own heart, so different character traits from God and how God wants us to be. A heart filled with faithfulness, so super simple, but just beautiful pictures and a way to start a conversation. And then there's also God's wisdom for little boys, character building fun from Proverbs. So God's little boy is kind, has different words about that. Proverbs 3:11. And if you are interested in any of these books, let me know. I can always do a flip through. Or if you are ever curious on a book and what it looks like inside, you could definitely search for read alouds on YouTube and hopefully find them. That's what I like to do when I'm looking for a book, because sometimes a title or a book, you don't want to judge it by the cover, but sometimes it's not what you're looking for inside. And then there's also the girls version, God's wisdom for little girls, virtues and fun from Proverbs 31. So same concepts from the boy version. And then a little girl after God's own heart. So love these. They're so beautiful inside. And just a gentle conversation to have with your kids about character traits. So then I'm going to show you our Christian resources of picture books that I have been picking up. So this is Count Yourself Calm, Taking Big Feelings to a Big God. This one is really neat. Different ways to calm down. Have you ever had a bad day, a day when things are not okay and your feelings are so big that it's hard to breathe? On days like that, there's a little activity that can help you take those big feelings to God, to your big God. It's as easy as counting down from 5. So just a simple book and a different way to approach when we get upset. So excited for this one. And then I love this one. This is Broken Crayons Still Color. So when Avery breaks her new crayons in the moment of frustration, they begin to talk. The crayons teach her how to draw her big feelings and color her way to confidence. Avery discovers that in God's hand, broken things can create beautiful masterpieces. This one is lovely. It's also on YouTube as a read aloud if you want to check out the inside and decide if this is something that would benefit your children in your home. That's how I decided about it. Saw it on Amazon and I wanted to see what was inside. So this is A Flashlight Night, An Adventure in Trusting God. So this one is a character trait in developing trust in God, and prayer. This is, sometimes we see God's yes, and yet other times we don't. But just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it won't. I feel like this book encompasses a lot of things. It talks about the character trait of trust, and prayer is prayer a character trait, but just trust. And as we begin to trust in the Lord, how we learn about trust and that character trait, and how we see God's faithfulness and how we can apply that to our life. So this is a beautiful book. I have not read this with my kids yet, but I'm really excited to read this with them and teach them the concepts of trusting God so that they can trust others in their lives. Alrighty, then I have this one, His Grace is Enough, how God makes it right when we've got it wrong. So when we're feeling like we want to hide because we did something wrong, or we feel like we are not enough, the first page is, you're hiding from me and you look so upset. Did you do something wrong that now you regret? You don't need to hide. You are enough. Come talk to me and talk to God. We will get you through this. We all get things wrong sometimes, and we can't make everything right again. However hard we try, but Jesus can. It's time to discover what God's amazing grace really means for us each day. So this is a beautiful book, and it has really helped my kids understand that when they do something bad, or when they make a mistake and they feel like they can't tell us, that they don't need to hide, that they can come to us. And you can start that conversation like, you don't need to hide. You can come to mom and dad and talk to us. Or you can go to the Lord when you feel like you need to talk to someone. So that is a beautiful book. Then this is a newer one to us as well. This one is new. It just came out last year. It is When Big Feelings Days, a book about hard things, heavy emotions, and Jesus' love. When you have big feelings, Jesus is right next to you. He takes good care of you and your big feelings too. That's how much he loves you. This one, I think you can find a read aloud as well on YouTube to see if it's a book you would like to have in your home. Talks about a lot of big concepts and simple concepts. It does have a picture of Jesus in here. If you don't like images of Jesus, I've heard that's something that people don't like, but it's a beautiful book. It just really brings children to the Lord within their feelings. And this one is more about the armor of God and the character traits within that. This is Will, God's Mighty Warrior. There is also Gigi's Little Princess. I don't know if there's a character trait book within that, but this is the boy version of this author, Sheila Walsh, and this is just a fun book about the armor of God and those character traits that we can pull from that. And the last Christian resource that I have for picture books is this one by Emily Lay. It is You're Always Enough and More Than I Hoped For. You're Always Enough builds confidence and security in children by filling them with love, offering grace, and inviting them to find their own way to become who God created them to be. Remind your children that you don't expect perfection because they're perfectly loved just the way they are. So this is a really beautiful book. And yeah, you can definitely check out a read aloud on Amazon, or read aloud on Amazon. It's on Amazon, but you can check out a read aloud on YouTube and see the insides as well. Then I have some fun picture books and different resources that are just great reads for navigating feelings. So this is The Color Monster, A Story About Emotions. There's a few different books from this author, Anna Linus. There's different ones, like The Color Monster Goes to School and something about a doctor that's coming out. and I think a few other ones, but this is the only one I have. I've seen the other ones on Amazon, but the Color Monster. And what I love about this book, so the Color Monster is feeling all mixed up. Can you help him understand his emotions? So it's super simple, but the illustrations are all cardboard and all different textures, all like cut apart. So like this one here, this is sadness. It's lonely and blue like a rainy day. It washes over the sea. The illustrations are so creative and all like papery, and I love that. My kids really like this book as well. Super simple, but a great conversation starter. I feel like I'm going to say a great conversation starter a lot, and I have been. So this is another great resource, and I have read this to my kids numerous times, and they really like it. It's My Way or the Highway, turning bossy into flexible and assertive. So this book is great just for teaching your kids about flexibility. So not even the fact of bossiness. It says turning bossy and flexible into flexible and assertive. Even if your kids are not bossy, that's okay. This book is about flexibility. You're not getting your way, or you don't understand what's going on. How can you be more flexible in every situation and do the right thing? And I think this is a really, really great resource. They do have different books in this series. This is the only one I have picked up that we really needed in our home, and I really enjoy this book. Then I got a fun one just for fun because my kids love cats. I thought this was really cute when I was searching for resources on Amazon. So this is the Cat Feelings book. And yeah, it's super fun, super simple, but spooky. The cat kind of looks spooky, I don't know. Surprised. Just different, super cute images. I think this would just be fun. Your kids feeling down and just like pull it up. Because how can you not smile and feel better when you see these silly cats? I don't know. It's just a fun book that I saw, and I was like, I want to go ahead and see that. And the kids are really like flipping through this, and it makes them smile and it makes them laugh. I just want to frame these pictures too. They're so cute. Okay, so there's that, and then I picked up this one. There's also this one, which I will share. There's a bunch more in this series. I didn't love all of the books in the series. I watched them on YouTube, and I didn't love all of them for different reasons, but these ones are so good. So this is Ruby Finds a Worry. Ruby had always been perfectly happy until the day she discovered a worry. So she keeps worrying, and this blob keeps getting bigger and bigger, and she keeps worrying more. And so it's just how to navigate worries and how to make those worries go away. And it's a really, really cool, and I feel like you could tie this back to God if you wanted to. And it's a really, really a neat story. So then there is Finn's Little Fibs. So my kids definitely have trouble with lying every once in a while, and that's something we've been navigating in our home. So I saw this book and I checked it out as a read aloud, and I really, really like the concept. So every time this little boy tells a lie, he starts off by telling one little lie. The pictures are really, really cute. So he breaks his grandmother's clock, and then he lies about it. And once he lies about it, this little blob comes out. A strange little blob appeared, and every time he lies and builds the concept of lying. Well, if you tell one lie, you might tell another lie, because it's just easier, right? So then he's constantly surrounded by all these lies, all these blobs. And he feels down, he feels sad, he feels trapped in his lies, and how does he get out of them? And so it takes you through that. How do we learn to tell the truth, and what happens when we tell the truth? And it's just a really neat book, a really great concept, and I feel like you could tie this one back to God as well and bring the truth of God into that story. And then I also picked up this one. This is the Usborne All About Feelings book. So lots of different things in here. Body messages and clues. Why. Changing feelings. Talking about feelings. Feeling worried. So just goes through different concepts. I'm excited to pull this out with my kids. And then one other resource that we used last year, a little bit, there's still a little bit in here that we are still going through and working through because there's a lot in here. This is the Feelings Activity Book for Children. 50 activities to identify, understand, and manage your feelings. So there is a lot of information in here, different activities you can do. We haven't done any of the activities. We've more been just using it as a read aloud and just talking, but there is mazes, there is connect the dots, and different activities, and I really do enjoy this one. So those are all of the resources on feelings and character that I've brought into my home. I feel like there was more books about feelings and a few bigger things about character. But that is all for today's video. I hope that you found this video helpful and that you found some great stories that you could help with your kids as well. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. As I mentioned at the beginning, I'm a homeschool mom to 4. I have almost a 9-year-old, a 6.5-year-old, a almost 4-year-old, a almost 1-year-old. And here on my channel, I share homeschool journey, cleaning motivation, home decor, sensory bins, and more. So if you like that kind of content, definitely stick around. And don't forget to check out the playlist and get more ideas along the way. I'm excited to check out the playlist as well, and I hope you are as too. So that is all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.